Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to this week's Heart Center Connection. We are so excited to come here to the Heart Center and join you this week. We have a great topic, as always. If you don't recall, I am Jay Dubois. I am our host, our co host for this podcast. I am a professor and expert on human relations, especially relationship issues and um, social comings together. And this is my beloved and my partner, Winnie Chan Wang, who's a licensed acupuncturist who has 5 science degrees, including her latest, which is a doctorate in traditional Chinese medicine. She is a advanced student of Master Sha and a Tao calligraphy practitioner, Tao calligraphy light wall, teacher, and practitioner. Hello and welcome, Winnie Chan Wang.
Hello, everyone. I just want to personally welcome Trish and April, Veronica, Anne, Chloe, Leslie, and Ron. Hello, and everyone who is joining on Facebook and YouTube, which includes Chloe's boyfriend, I know.
Hello.
Hello. Special love to you. Okay, so wherever you are, in person or online, some of you are new, so I want to tell a little bit about the story of how I got here. So to give you some context. So up until I was 37, I'm just a girl with science degrees. If I can see it, I can believe it. I didn't believe there was a God. I never meditated a day in my life, and I had 0 spiritual practices. And so 17 years ago, I had a tailbone injury while I was giving birth to my second daughter. And during this time, I seek traditional Western medicine care. So guess what? The orthopedic surgeon said, well, the x-ray shows that your tailbone is angled and curved to the side. Now, we can do surgery and cut off the tip of your tailbone, but honestly, 50% of the people who do the surgery see no improvement of their pain. And I'm like, wait, you want me to get surgery where 50% chance no improvement? Do you have another option? And then they said, well, you can get cortisone shot every 6 months, but there's a limit of how much you can get. And by the way, you can experience all these side effects affecting your bone, your tendon. I'm like, doesn't sound really good either. And, at that time, I was very desperate because I couldn't sit in a chair for 10 minutes. So can you imagine? You can't recline in the movie theater. You can't recline on an airplane. You can't recline at the beach. What kind of quality of life I had. So then I developed significant anxiety, depression, even crying 3 hours a day, because at that time I didn't know God. I didn't know there was a power beyond the evidence-based medicine. So then I was like, okay, if people can build cars from the ground up, and they can build computers from the ground up, why don't I just get an acupuncture degree and I'm going to hack my body back together? So halfway through my acupuncture school, I had a near-death car accident. And the long and short is, God decided, Winnie, it's not your time. And so ever since that day, I was looking for what is God, and in every single language I can imagine. So I studied Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, Taoism. I travel around the world, read all the texts and everything I could to absorb as much I can know. And if the team can put up law of Shen Qi Jing. So basically, this is the law of Shen Qi Jing. And we got some TCM doctors in the house. So basically, everyone and everything is made of Shen, Qi, and Jing. Shen is made up of soul, heart, and mind. Qi, energy, and Jing, matter.
Fine, just leave it like this.
So when
She'll
you
walk
go
in when she's
surgery, that's Jing medicine. That is the things that we can touch, we can see. When you get acupuncture and herbs, you want me to stand here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When we do acupuncture and herbs, that's energy medicine. We're moving energy, we're balancing energy, we're restoring energy. However, that doesn't explain why Jesus says, "You are forgiven. Now stand up and walk," and the person can walk again. Jesus says, "You are forgiven. Open your eyes and see." And suddenly the person opened their eyes and can see. So, what is the science behind that someone can just say, "You are forgiven for your cancer," and then you can experience this miracle? So, of course, they don't teach this at school, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, I went to a master's program, a doctoral program. Nobody taught me how to heal the soul, which is why I decided to have this weekly gathering, because people don't know what is a soul, and people don't know how to connect to God, to spirituality. And here's the thing, it doesn't matter even if you think you know God, but how can we really know, right? 99% of it is not explainable in English or in Chinese. So even while it is helpful to memorize the Bible or the Tao Te Ching or Buddhist text or yoga text, whatever text that you love, but wouldn't you agree that the one creator is beyond comprehension, beyond the English words? So which is why we gather here every week. This is not the J Talk Show. This is not the Winnie Talk Show. This is where, at the Heart Center, we are a loving community that encourages everyone to share their challenges and their wisdom, their gifts. Because only by every single person, doesn't matter if you're white or black, woman or man, rich or poor, from China, from America, only by inclusivity, diversity, by listening to every single person's contribution, do we have a chance
Yes.
of understanding what is God and what are we doing here. And so this is my story. Jay, would you like to say a couple words about you being a race and gender professor? How funny guy to have a white guy teach race, right? Like, tell us a little bit about you teaching as a professor and what really fascinates you and why we have this podcast to study harmonious relationship, right? Because everybody can recite a Bible quote, everybody can say something, but there's a difference between knowing and embodying. Wouldn't you say so? And so I'm a divorced woman, okay? So years ago, I was a Reiki healer. I'm like, love and light, love and light, love and light. But then when I had a divorce, that was my report card of exactly how much love and light I have. Okay, that was not a passing grade. Anyways, Jay, tell us how to have harmonious relationship as a professor.
Well, of course, I also had my own divorce, so fair warning. And the topic this week is keeping the heart of the Buddha and the hand. Well, so the Buddhists say keep the heart of the Buddha and the hand is a sword or something like this. She's more of an expert on Buddhism. Anyway, this is very important, very central to my story. Why is this? Because in the past, I had difficulty with compassion. And so I also had difficulty with boundaries. So what we're talking about this week is this heart of the Buddha, which is the heart of compassion, right? The heart of understanding. Now, I don't come from a background of understanding. I come from a background of argument and fighting. And I have a black belt. So the sword hand is something I very much understand. However, I would argue that without the compassion, the sword was useless. Because there's a central piece there that I needed in order to be effective with my cutting hands, you would say, right? Why? Because I did not know compassion. I knew judgment. And so there was no heart of compassion. There was only the cutting. And what happens when you don't have the compassion, but you have the cutting, is you overcut. And you cut yourself, and you become fragile yourself. So your judgment is not all it could be. And so your vision, your eye for cutting is not what it should be either. So the middle ground is the perspective. And I'm blessed to have learned this through shamanism. But so here I was, this boy with trauma, and a man with trauma, unable to process it, and walking around with a lot of judgment and a lot of indiscriminate cutting, and therefore causing a lot of pain. I deeply apologize. I know I caused you some too. And what has brought this into alignment is perspective. Now, we could call this the eagle eye. And of course, with me, it is very connected to the eagle. I have a relationship with the eagle and the hawk, and this idea of seeing from 30,000 feet, right? Getting this perspective from above. Very important to me. Very important to me from a spiritual perspective. But really, I can think myself into this place all I want and never arrive. And I have tried many times. What really allows me to get the perspective so that I can bring the Buddha's heart in alignment with the surgeon's hand, with the knife hand, is God's perspective. Is the ability to just get out of the way and allow the divine to work through me. And I'm not saying that I have any special connection or special relationship that anyone else doesn't have access to. But what I am saying is, when I'm able to remove my ego, even for a moment, that creates enough space, if I'm willing, to let God in. And so that is what really, this to me is the cutting edge technology of the 21st century. I cannot emphasize this enough. Why do I say this cutting edge technology? What does this have to do with an iPhone or AI? Well, a human who is attuned to higher vibrations and is able to listen and turn on a dime in a moment is far more accurate and far more precise in far more rapidly than any machine that exists. The only reason for this is that this is the way it was designed. We are, I'm sorry to tell you, Winnie, that your Tesla is not the highest level of technology. I deeply apologize. But actually, it's you that are the highest level of technology.
And I agree, and I just want to take a moment to explain that here at Heart Center, we don't tell you what to believe. What Jay calls Buddha's heart can be Jesus' heart, can be Allah's heart, Mohammed's heart. It simply means something bigger than the ego. And tonight, we're looking at the Trinity. So fundamentally, I want to set the stage. We're exploring what causes us to procrastinate. Okay, I know some of you out there are procrastinators. What causes us to be distracted so that we cannot accomplish what we came to this earth to do? Whether you can call it God's assignment for you or whatever it is, but you are not fulfilling your life purpose. So, again, we don't tell you what to believe, but the heart, the eye, and the hand, that is what we want to explore, the intricacy between the heart, the eye, and the hand. Now, the heart, we want to be as spacious as the sky, right? So that means we are very inclusive and diverse, right? Jesus says, love your neighbor, love your enemy. So this is what we're talking about. The Buddha's heart is actually what Jesus calls the ability to love your neighbors and love your enemies. And then there is the hand. The hand is about taking action, right? Because you can imagine if someone's like, okay. If they're okay about everything and everything is infinite, then we run into the problem that we're not taking action, right? That the part of us that allows us to take action and pay bills on time, so that is the hand, the decisive action, right? So for example, here in the audience, we have an acupuncturist who needs to do her license exam. It's like you need the decisiveness. If you are a surgeon or an acupuncturist, you don't think, wait, where did I stick the needle? You see it, you stick the needle, okay? You don't think, there's no shaky hand. You see it, you put it in, right? That precision of an acupuncturist or a surgeon. Now, see a higher perspective, right? The eyes that can see your side of the coin and my side of the coin. A lot of the times we like to say, what would Buddha do? What would Jesus do? Right? What does Jesus see in this person and what does Buddha see in this person? It's unconditional. Even if I fail the test 4 times, I love myself unconditionally. It doesn't matter if I pass the test, I fail the test, I love myself the same. So the ability for unconditional love, that's the heart. Now, what is the eye? The eye is the eye that has a vision, right? The heart allows us to have compassion. Oh yeah, I can't do a push-up right now. Oh yeah, I failed the test 4 times. The hand is that which takes action. The eye is the eye that can set the goal and see step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5 with a clear strategy of how we can get from A to B. Yes, Jay.
Okay, so I have a very timely story to tell. It's very masculine, I deeply apologize. But today just so happens to have been the semifinal game in the World Cup between Argentina and England. And let me tell you, not that I spent 2 hours watching this game today, because how could you do that on a work day? But from what I gather, in the first hour and 40 minutes of this game, it was tied 1-1. Mostly it was England winning. And they fought really hard. They had really great defense. They were really good at shutting down Lionel Messi, who's the star of Argentina, right? And really nothing happened in this game except for one really good goal by England for 80 of the 90 minutes. And then at the end, the 2 goals that Argentina got, Lionel Messi was not the goal scorer, but he guaranteed both goals were able to happen. Now, let me tell you something about this guy, Lionel Messi. He is just about 40 years old, so he's towards the end of his career as a football star, and he's, a world luminary. He's one of the greats of all time in football or soccer, depending on where you're from. And he could have walked that ball into the goal twice himself. I have no doubt. He's brilliant. But he did not choose to do that. What he chose to do was use his experience and his vision, his perspective, the perspective that time and expertise has given him, to set up his teammates perfectly so that his team executed the win, but he did not receive the glory. Two other of his teammates, who were younger and less experienced than him, received the final goal. So what's going on here, right? We're talking about Buddha's heart and the eagle's vision and the surgeon's hand, right? Now, Lionel Messi could have just blocked his heart, put on his blinders, used his skill to walk the ball in the goal, and we would all be praising his name right now, right? But in fact, what he did was he used this perspective that he's been given, and he also feels in his heart that that this is my team, this is my cause. It doesn't matter if I'm the guy that gets the goal or somebody else on my team gets the goal. As long as my team gets the goal, then we're doing. And he becomes the heart of the Argentina team. And not to over credit him, but because he's able to take this kind of fatherly perspective of his teammates, he brings his team to victory without being the superstar. And so he's the superstar in my heart. I think this is a really great example of keeping the Buddha's heart while executing with the sword hand, right?
I really love what you said, because the heart is inclusive. Like, I know the strength and weakness of every team member, and I can see what is the battleground in front of me. The hand, in this case, is the foot, right? Is your skill, that which you have trained many years for. And the eye is the one that carries the strategy, the one that is the leadership. So now I'm going to turn it over to you. So if you have any insight about this topic, especially if you have any challenge with respect to, either you have difficulty paying bills on time, you procrastinate on your big dream, or you have difficulty getting complete on something, because we are here to serve you unconditionally. And, drumroll please, what's in one is in all. So whatever brave soul wants to step forward to share your condition, this is like an R&D lab, okay? So Jay and I are R&D partners. Every day we take out problems and then we solve them together. So yes, Erna, please unmute yourself. What is your wisdom or challenge?
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, Erna.
Okay. So it's both. I love that story about that Jay just shared. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you fine.
And it's kind of frozen a little bit. I really love the story that you shared, Jay. And thank you, Queenie, for explaining the three, the eye, the heart, the hand. Actually, I have been executing on like a vision, like a divine vision, the last couple of years. I had it like in 2022, but I didn't start moving it until 2024. And it started with like events, basically. And what I have experienced is sometimes I feel that I was told by a friend that sometimes I kind of have doubts, right? Like, oh, is someone gonna come, or like how many people are gonna come? And but she said like whoever meant to be there will be there. So I've been using that mantra for a while, and it really empowered me to like stick with the plan, stick with what is divinely guided to do. So I always have an event idea, and I'll put it on the date on the calendar, and everything else is like, hopefully it'll work out. So somehow I realized that, and each of this event was realized in a beautiful way because I have people around me, like you said, a team come together and they do something. You know what I mean? They follow the vision. And but what I'm noticing after I've done a few of those, that we always started late. And I feel like I'm kicking myself in the butt because like as a leader, I feel like I should have given, myself, allow more time. However, I feel like so I feel like sometimes I get ahead of myself on the vision, and maybe I should have more preparation. Although I never regret it because every time it turned out beautifully and meaningful and everybody enjoyed it. Just like it seems to, I'm trying to beat myself about that part. That's the challenge.
Perfect. So, tonight I was looking in the mirror and I was putting on lipstick. What my ego sees in the mirror is my imperfection. What God sees in me is the perfect image of God.
Mm.
And so it's really funny because I happen to have cultivated a very high level of awareness. Within everybody, there's the light side and the dark side. Expect the team to be online. Okay, so when you hear the voice that's talking to you like this, that is the voice of the devil.
Mm. The voice of the devil?
And then there's the voice of the light side, okay? You can call it God's voice, Jesus' voice, Buddha's voice, Allah's voice, whatever you want to call it. It is the light side, okay? And what the light side says is, I am God's daughter. God does not make mistakes. So whether I weigh 120 pounds or 180 pounds, I'm God's daughter. Whether I pass the test or fail the test, I am God's daughter. Whether I'm on time or late, I am God's daughter. And I'm loved, I'm forgiven, and I am perfect. And let me see what Jesus sees in me. So literally, it's like I put on lipstick and I hear the devil that's talking to me, and I hear, basically the words of the Bible. You're made in the perfect image of God. So simultaneously, it's like two channels coming in. And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, we both hear the light side and the dark side. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how we're going to work on the focus, on the concentration. If you find yourself 70% of the time distracted, oh, this is hard, oh, I don't know if I can do it, then you are weak in the mind. You are letting the devil take hold of your mind. You're letting the devil take hold of your body, right? But if you're like, oh, God, you are good, and you give me faith, and you give me strength, and you give me discipline, you give me everything I need to succeed, and I am unstoppable. There is nothing between me and achieving the divine purpose you've given me. So what is it? Here at the Heart Center, we practice something called the ARC. A is aware. Aha, I hear the devil saying something about when I put on the lipstick, there's something I don't like, or some negative things I want to say to myself. I'm aware that I live in America and I watch magazines, and I have some standard of beauty that is not God's standard of beauty, but the magazine standard of beauty. Aha, aware. release. Okay, so in the moment, we're going to do some energy work to release this, right? Because the body keeps the score. So anybody who have tight neck, tight shoulders, TMJ, any kind of stress that you carry, we do the energy practices called Qigong and also higher sacred breath work, connecting to God's light, and exhale, releasing that from the body. And finally, C is choosing the positive, right? If you hear both the light side and the dark side talking to you, of course, please choose the light side. Okay, anybody else?
And, I have to say one more thing. I deeply apologize.
Yes.
And if you happen to choose the dark side, don't judge yourself. Because then you're creating more darkness. I'm sorry. And that's what I used to do. That was the loop that I would get in, right? Oh, I'm so horrible for doing that thing I shouldn't have done. And now I'm compounding the negative by judging myself for the negative that I've done. So just my little...
So funny, because I was just reading a LinkedIn article today. It talks about binge eating and perfectionism. So basically, the people who are perfectionists, you know, those straight A students who want to do a really good job.
Oh, the people with PhDs?
Not looking any particular direction. Okay, so the people who want to say the right thing and do the right thing and eat the right food, then when they accidentally eat a cookie, then it's like they crumble, and then they end up eating the whole
box
jar
of cookies.
Oh,
I've never done that before. That's how I didn't know what you were going to say next.
Okay, so yes, that's exactly. You know, I've had this thing where I'm trying to not watch Chinese soap opera on YouTube. I'm trying to not watch Chinese soap opera on YouTube. Oh, and then they served me this one ad and I clicked. And then it's like 4 a.m. No, this was years ago. This was years ago. Okay, anybody else wants to share something from the community? Hello, Ron, Naka. Hello, Bettina. Hello, Marietta. Welcome. Anybody else?
Welcome, everyone. It's great to see you here.
And welcome, Helen. Anybody else wants to share on the topic of distraction?
I want to share.
Helen.
Go ahead, Helen.
Hello, so good to see you guys. So good to see everyone. I guess for me, it's the social media, you know, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook Reels, what's happening around the world. You know, back in 1990s, the teen shows I was watching back then, you know, it's bringing back memories, and then it distracts me from what I really need to focus on and accomplish. So that's what I find is distracting.
So everyone, just close your eyes. I want you to imagine you're gonna talk to yourself. What percentage of me is distracted? Or what percentage of time am I distracted? Okay. Anybody got a number? What is it?
46.
46. Okay.
My number's way higher.
What is your number? Come here and share. Come here and share.
Oh gosh. Hello everybody. My number is 80% of the time, and honestly, I'm not embarrassed to share that because I just think whenever I'm doing work, there's like another thing I'm doing. Like I'm listening to music and doing work, and I think it helps me, but sometimes like I'm just it spawns a bigger distraction because I find something in the recommendations that are like, ooh, I want to click this and I want to listen to this instead, or like when I eat, I watch YouTube. Or when I go on a walk, I listen to music. When I'm at the cafe, I'm on my phone. So really, it's like, I really resonate with what Helen was saying. The technology really takes us away from that physical, like what's around me presence, and most of all, like what's going on in our bodies and in our minds too. It's about like the eyes, that going back to like what our eyes are seeing and what our hands are doing, because our hands are like the phone in our hands or something like that. And our heart is not, we're not in touch with our heart as much because we're focused on something else. So anyways, thank you for asking me that so I can be more aware. Woo!
Okay, so Helen says 63%, Erna says 38%. So I want to tell you that 3 days ago, my number was 70%. And okay, Veronica says 75%. Perfect. Okay, so 3 days ago, my number was 70.
Yes, who always says the topic. But anyway.
One day I discovered that my distraction score was 70% and I needed to do something about it. Now I'm going to lead everybody through the exercise. You know, I am at 3%. Why? Because everything exists at the level of a vibrational field. So what does it mean is actually it's really about your vow. It's really about your words, your commitment. For example, if you say, I am going to pass the test no matter what, I am unstoppable. There's nothing standing in the way between me and passing this test. And just remembering that everything you need to succeed has already been given by God. Right? So why we do this light wall breathing is that we practice releasing the stuff. Okay. So Jay, I'm going to have you lead a little movement practice.
Actually, I would like for Chloe to lead it.
Okay,
I
all
saw.
right. Okay, Chloe, you lead movement
Is that
practice.
okay, Chloe?
Yeah.
Because I just see it after you like getting into it. So let's just have you do it. I will tilt the camera. There's your mic.
So everybody stand up and let's do some movement practice.
Okay.
Oh wait, you need the mic. You have a microphone.
I do. Alrighty. Hello. Let's get into it. So, the first move that I would love to do to help release that stuck is, I think Winnie calls this one like flushing the toilet. Yes. So, what it looks like is putting or feeling like weight in your fingertips. We're going to do this up and down motion 5 times. And on the 5th one, you squat down and you squat down and flush the toilet. So let's get into it.
Repeat it one more time.
Okay, so to repeat it, feel the weight in your fingertips. And we're going to go up and down like this. So we're doing this 4 times. And on the 5th one, you squat down and you release. And each one, just remember to breathe. But on that last 5th one, go really big, exhale. All right, let's get into it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Feel free to do this at your own pace too. 3, 4, 1, and 2, 3, 4, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2. And we're gonna do this 5 more times. Or how much you ever want to. what feels good for you. Okay, one more. Okay. I feel a little bit lighter. Would anyone want to share how they're feeling a little bit after that one? Feel free to unmute and just say, I feel good. Or leave a little heart. Anyways, the next one.
Ron says he feels good.
Oh, yeah, nice. This one's the kidney taps, and this sends the love to the heart. Am I correct? Or kidneys.
Yeah, and it rings
Okay.
out the heart. It does
Yes.
ring out the heart.
So what we do is we twist the body, hands to the side, and gently tap the kidneys. Ooh, I'm noticing my hips are feeling a little tight. So if you're feeling that, it's okay to do at your own pace. You don't have to do it too fast. I'm feeling I have to do it a little slower today. Whoa! And what this does is it helps bring the heart. I feel like a fan right now.
I'm your fan, Chloe.
What? Really? Aw. Yes.
There's a Tai Chi workout for you.
For some reason, I feel like doing head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do
Shoulders,
it.
knees, and toes.
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees and toes. And every single one you do it, send love to your head, your shoulders, knees, and toes, okay? Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees, and toes. Thank you to my head, and my shoulders, and my knees, and my toes, and my knees, and my toes. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Oh yeah. One more. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Thank you so much to our heads for being on our shoulders, of course. Our strong shoulders that are our confidence, that strength, those strong shoulders. I've been told before that these strong shoulders that I have had is Jesus keeping my shoulders strong and my confidence. My knees for keeping me steady and stable and really softening. Remember when you stand, not to lock your knees all the time, to have that little gentle bend. And my toes, not curling them or having an awkward splay. Reminder to keep my hips and my toes square. It's all just for the benefit of that good spinal posture. And I think the last one I want to do is just a nice mountain pose, which is just reach up and reach tall. Lengthen that spine and just reach up. And deep breath. I feel my spine lengthening. And if you feel like it, you can praise. Just breathe here and stretch. 2 more breaths here. Wow. Thank you so much,
Chloe. I want everyone to just take a moment before we move on and check in with how you feel versus how you felt before you started doing the movement. Now, I can tell you that especially that last movement really made me feel empowered and strong, right? This standing, they say if you want to feel confident, then stand in a power position, right? When you set your feet shoulder width apart and you bring your arms up, you really feel tall, you feel big. This is also, by the way, if a bear is ever running at you, this is not what to do. This is actually what to do if a mountain lion is running after you. A bear, you just play dead. But anyway, the point here is that this movement already is starting us on the process of releasing, starting us on the process of letting go of the stuck condition.
So at this time, I'd like to offer everyone a very powerful practice and a blessing. So everyone close your eyes and put one hand over the heart and one hand over the abdomen. And everything is an invitation. If you like it, you join. If you're not, then you can just opt out. This is a blessing to clear the mind of all the distracting conversation, which mostly sound like, can I do it? I can't do it. Imagine that all the extra voices just go to emptiness, so that the only thing you hear is how to fulfill your heaven's task. Dao Han's blessing for everyone as appropriate. Start. How. Thank you. Love you. Gongsu. Anyone want to share anything or score themselves again to see what the number is?
Okay, so two things. Got my Michael. Two things. First, my number was a 46 and now it's a 16.
Wow,
Thank
16. Congratulations.
And then I just want to say a little bit about what I see when you give this blessing, because not everybody sees. So what happens when Winnie opens the field to bring a blessing in is at the level of the third eye, which means like spiritual sight. There's a ton of light that comes in on the moment that she opens the field, and Winnie has a very close relationship with Kuan Yin, and in this case, Kuan Yin came and offered the blessing. And Kuan Yin is the Buddha of compassion. So I think it's very interesting that we're talking about Buddha's heart and the blessing that you gave. You didn't explicitly talk about Kuan Yin, but Kuan Yin came, and that's at least my experience. Do you want to talk a little bit about this?
Actually, I just went into no thought.
Perfect.
And I saw nothing and experienced nothing. I just went into total stillness. And you know, in the Bible it says, "Be still and know that I'm God." I just went to this place of total stillness. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, Helen, you want to say something?
Yes, thank you. First of all, movement was fantastic. I felt so much more aligned, and my percentage went down from 63 to 51.
Oh, great.
And I did see with my spiritual eye, the third eye, that there was more light going to the heart and more light going to the mind. So it was more alignment. Thank you.
Great. Chloe, what's your number now?
63.
Okay, all right. So Chloe went from 80 to 63. Okay, that's pretty good. Anybody else wants to share? Okay, would you like to pick a demo and offer the Tao calligraphy breathing? So if the team can bring on the Tao calligraphy light wall.
It's already up.
So my spiritual teacher, Dr. and Master Jigang Sha, he is trained in Western medicine, Chinese medicine, and a world-renowned healer. Most recently, I had a breast cancer patient. Her cancer has spread to her liver, her lungs, her spine, and the adrenal gland. And she had this one session, and she says the pain was 80% reduced, and she was able to walk up and down the stairs without pain. So what is actually happening is we live in the third dimension, right? XYZ axis. Okay, the yin yang world, what are the three axes? Top down, left, right, front, back. Okay, so XYZ axis, we live in the third dimension. So in this case, I have the authority to open the fifth dimension. And when this light came in, it gave her relief. Now, it doesn't mean that she still actually went to the hospital today, and we will follow with her for higher dimension blessings. But what it really means is this technology is a portal that allows us to access the creator's, the source, highest love and light. And what is really great about this is truly you have to experience it to know it. So anybody want to be a demo, feel free to raise your golden hand and Jay will pick you.
No, I want to see who raised their hand.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, Marietta, I wonder if you would be able to come on and talk to me for a moment.
Do you want to try it?
Marietta Heinzman?
Okay. She wants to try it.
Okay, perfect.
We're going to have 2 demos.
Okay, perfect.
You can also go.
So, Leslie, come on. Why don't you come here? You can sit right there.
She needs to pass her acupuncture license.
Oh, when's your license
bored.
exam? When's your board?
I haven't signed up for it yet.
Oh, you haven't signed up
So
for it
I
yet.
guess
Are you
that's
afraid?
procrastination, right?
Ah. Tell me more about your acupuncture, your big exam.
So I kind of just took a big exam that was part of the school.
Right.
And so it's kind of like a graduation exam. And so I was kind of struggling to pass that exam, which, long story short, is kind of how I met Dr. Winnie. And so she actually helped me a lot as well. And anyways, back to it. See, I already kind of lost my train of thought.
Your big acupuncture board exam.
Yes, so I passed that in May, and so yay for me. I'll be done with school in September, and so then after that I'm free to take that license exam, and I don't know, part of me feels like scared for it.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
And so yeah, I haven't jumped on it and signed up for the test.
I hear a lot of stories about this exam. People failing and people passing it. People's great victory moments. But you're in really good hands, is what I can say, for sure. I don't think Winnie had to take it twice. I'm pretty sure that she passed it with flying colors the first time she took it, and she's helped other people take it. So, and of course now we're gonna help you with a blessing. So Marietta, would you come on for a moment and share with us what's going on with you? Or if you can't put on your camera, at least speak with us a little bit. Okay, I guess she can't. So Leslie, have you done this before? Have you joined us before?
No, this is actually my first.
Okay, great, perfect
session.
So I get to explain it to you then. So, behind us on the screen is the Tao calligraphy light wall. Now, the Tao calligraphy light wall is actually 10 calligraphies. Each of the calligraphies is one of what we call the 10 Da. The 10 Da are the 10 greatest qualities of the Tao, right? So, what does that mean? The first one is the greatest love, Da I. So, the Chinese name is Da I, the greatest love. So that's the first of the 10 greatest qualities. The second is forgiveness. Compassion is the third. Light, the greatest light, is the fourth. The greatest humility is the fifth. The greatest harmony is the sixth. The greatest flourishing, Da Chang Sheng, is the seventh. The Da Chang Sheng is followed by Da Ganan, which is the greatest gratitude. The greatest gratitude, the greatest service, and the greatest enlightenment is the final one. So these 10 qualities of the Tao, so what these are calligraphies that Master Sha has painted. But because Master Sha is a Tao master, when he paints the calligraphy, it's not just a word. He connects with the Tao, he connects with the energy of what he's painting. So for example, if he's painting the greatest love, he connects with the greatest love, and he puts it into the calligraphy when he paints it. And then when we connect with it, we connect with that energy, right? So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna, basically, we've opened up the wall already. It's been open the whole time we've been here. And so I'm gonna guide you to breathe. You just inhale. And as you inhale, visualize the light from the calligraphies coming into your body and dissolving any darkness, any blockage, especially in your mind, right? Any blockage you feel like you have, any lack of belief, any doubt that you have that you're not going to pass this exam, or that you can't do it, or whatever it is, you don't even need to go into it. This is the beautiful thing about the Tao calligraphy light wall. You don't even need to spend a lot of time like you would in therapy. My dad told me this, and so now I'm like this, and no, you don't need to do that. Just open yourself, open your heart, and allow the light to dissolve the blockage. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna inhale. I'm gonna count to 5, and then as you exhale and visualize the dark smoke, the blockage leaving you, we're gonna chant 10 Da. Okay? 10 Da. Da is the greatest.
Okay.
All right? Okay. So deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. 10 Da. Good. Deeply inhale. Allow it to come into your core. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. 10 Da. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. 10. Picture the light coming straight through your third eye into your mind, lighting up your entire brain with a higher dimensional light. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. 10. Deeply inhale. See the light go all the way to the core of your being. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. 10. There's something in you that's blocking your voice. So deeply inhale into your throat. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. 10. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. 10. Good. Relaxing not only your throat, but your shoulders, your back, whatever tension you feel, whatever blockage you feel. Bring the light into this area. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. 10. Good. This time, see the light coming into your chest. Allow it to loosen up your collarbone, your ribs, your heart, the front of your breastbone. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. 10. Okay, one more time. This time, I want you to see the light come in through the crown of your head. Fill up your heart so big that it grows beyond the size of your chest. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. 10. Integrating. How. Thank you. Love you. Long song. Respectfully return all souls who join us in this calligraphy light wall practice. How do you feel, Leslie?
I feel, you know what? Today I've been feeling very irritated, and coming here, I completely did a full circle. And especially right now, I feel so relaxed. I was feeling a lot of tension in my body, and it's slowly leaving my, yeah.
Perfect.
I'm feeling a little at ease, and I wasn't feeling that way.
So here's what you want to do. Every time you study, do some Tao calligraphy light wall practice. Relax your body. Right before you go into the exam, do the same thing. Relax your body. Mm-hmm. You go in there, you take the exam, boom, you aced it.
Yeah, I feel on top of the world right now.
Perfect. So glad to hear. Thank you so much for joining us, Leslie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I do have something to share.
Please, Winnie.
Announcement.
Forgot I was wearing that.
So July 25th and 26th, there is something called the Tao Hands Training. It's a 2-day program. And what is included in this 2-day program is 3 things. The first thing is your ability to offer someone a blessing. So you just watch me do it. I offered a Dao hands blessing, and Chloe's this percentage of time and distraction dropped from 80% to 63%. So guess what? If you got Dao hands, you can give yourself a Dao hands blessing 3 times a day. And guess what will happen to your distraction? Say goodbye, and you will be able to pass your exam, accomplish all of your tasks and emails without much effort. You will feel like the Super Mario Brothers, where you suddenly feel like you can just accomplish everything.
You ate the mushroom.
Yeah, you ate the mushroom, okay? And everything just is lucky and goes your way. Second, it gives you something called light wall protection. Now, especially you're an acupuncturist, because you're touching people with cancer. You're helping people with anxiety, people with frustration. If you're a teacher, a doctor, anywhere where you work with people who are in pain, you need this one because it protects you from other people's suffering and pain points. This is where you get the boundaries so that you don't pick up other people's pain is not your pain. Other people's distraction is not your distraction. And then the last thing is something called the pendulum. The pendulum gives you the ability to ask yes, no question. Now, I'm just going to reveal my secret, why I pass all my exam the first go. When you're taking a multiple choice exam, maybe you know the answer is not B, not D, and now you're down to, is it A or C? Now, if you have the pendulum, it helps you hone into your intuition, so that it gives you a higher chance of guessing the right answer. That's right, you didn't hear from me, but basically,
Are you cheating on your exams, Winnie?
it allows you to, like the eagle's eye, okay? So it's not just Winnie's brain, like which herbal formula I should prescribe. Of course, now there are many ways. This is actually really happens. When I come in contact with a patient, I was just telling Leslie, one time I had a patient and she took a Tylenol and her fever didn't come down. So she was clearly contagious with something. And then I was like, oh man, you didn't wear a mask and you didn't tell me, and now I'm not wearing a mask, but that's okay. I said, dear my pendulum, how many days of herbs do I prescribe? 3. And I said, dear my pendulum, which formula should I prescribe? 金防百毒散. And then I type into Google and AI, I confirm 金防百毒散 matches all of the sign that she was showing. So I use my human third dimension ego brain, I use AI, and I use my pendulum, which is an intuition enhancer, to help me become a very effective medical doctor. And you know what happened? After 1.5 days, she said, I was healed. Now, not my words, her words, but so imagine somebody, I don't know what she had, but she was clearly contagious. But after 1.5 days, she felt great. And I think that I always say I can study to be an herbal practitioner for another 400 years. There's no way that I can be 1% as good as I am now without tuning into the intuition. Because what is intuition? Intuition is the ability to let go of my ego and tune into the all-knowing field. Within the all-knowing field, all the answers are there, right? So for example, where is the closest parking spot? Okay. The all-knowing field can go 30,000 feet and look for you. Is it straight, left, or right? Right? So imagine that eye that can see what people from a higher dimension can see is possible if you train yourself. So this training is July 25th, 26th, and maybe April can help drop a link for anyone who's interested. Strongly, strongly recommend. And Chloe is gonna have something interesting about to say.
Hello. So I have received my Dao hands, and I will say that it has opened up my ability to positively influence other people's lives and my own life. When I eat food, I use my Tao hands to bless my food. I use a lot of gratitude for every single aspect I can think of. And I swear to God, it tastes so much better. just to be frank about that. But I see the way that it can soften people's hearts, and it's so deeply profound. And I also truly believe like the Tao protection package that you receive really shields you. I like to imagine beautiful golden light surrounding me, like impenetrable golden light.
Ooh.
It is wonderful. And I will say that, I experience, people who are frustrated, they have their things going on, and I am very much so less affected, and I consider myself an empath. So I hope that means something to y'all. I am truly grateful to have received Tao hands, and it is something that is permanent, and you can truly use it to enhance your life and other people's lives. Shall we move on to announcements?
Yes, I just want to make one more announcement, which is Tao is not a religion. Tao is nature, like new moon, full moon, new moon, full moon. Like sunrise, sunset, like spring, summer, fall, winter. It's just the way of life. It's the way that it just keeps going. It is that unstoppable nature, right? So when we say Tao is not a religion, it's just actually what we observe in nature. Okay, announcements.
Yes. Alrighty. So first of all, thank you so much for tuning in to Heart Center Connection tonight. Heart Center Connection is a free weekly podcast that we host every Wednesday at 7 p.m. PST. Other options that we have to join us are a Tao calligraphy light wall breathing practice, which is a longer version of what we did with the Tao calligraphy light wall. It's Monday through Friday, I believe. And the Monday and Wednesday practice is at 7 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays are at 7 a.m. And Tuesdays and Thursdays are more yin and relaxed practice. That's at 6 p.m. You can find that at heartcenter.la/breathing.
Actually, it's breathing.
breathing.heartcenter.la. Excuse me. breathing.heartcenter.la.
And the link is in the...
And you can find the link in the chat for that. We are also having a men's walk hosted by our sister organization, Compassionate Transformation Community. The men's walk is hosted by our lovely Jay Dubois, and it will be at Millard Canyon. And you can find a flyer with more detailed and specific information at our website, lovectc.net. lovect.net, excuse me, lovect.net.
The clinic.
And as well, hosted by our sister organization, we have the Community Harmony Acupuncture Clinic that is on July 26th. It runs from 1:30 to 4:30 p.m. PST for those who are local to the area, or if you're welcome to travel. But you can find that information also on our website, lovect.net, right?
Yes.
lovect.net. And you can book your appointment through AccuSimple. There will be links on the website. Make sure to schedule your appointment. We can take walk-ins, but appointments are strongly preferred. Thank you so much. And if you have anyone who would benefit from acupuncture, and of course, acupuncture from the lovely Dr. Winnie Chan Wang, it's totally free, or you can pay a $20 suggested donation. But please show up. We have little snacks, and it's really nice to reset and soothe. And also, on Wednesdays, we have a women's circle. It's every single Wednesday from 11:30 to 1 p.m. We have it in person at the Awareness Center, and also it's by Zoom. You can sign up for that on our website, heartcenter.la.
That's heartcenter.la. Also, everyone, thank you so much for that, Chloe. That was lovely. Can everybody give Chloe some love, please? Is she not amazing? Thank you so much. So, if you have any questions or you'd like us to cover a particular topic or speak to a particular guest in a future episode, please let us know. You can contact us at heartcenterla1@gmail.com. That's heartcenterla1, the number 1, @gmail.com. And of course, you can find us at our website, heartcenter.la. We really look forward to seeing you again next week here, 7 p.m. Pacific time. And we love you all. We thank you all. Good night. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Love you all. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ron. Thank you,
Bye, Ann.
Bettina. Thank you.